Hey, hello leaders. This is Paul Grau Jr. and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So today I entitled this show, Jump in the Fire. Now, this comes from something that I was recently reading, and it was about how much we learn when we're actually doing something as opposed to actually book work. All right, how much of it really sticks once we're doing it. And that's why, this is kind of when I am doing a workshop with a group of leaders or a leader and their teams. Basically, I go through a lot, but I run that workshop as a guided discussion or a facilitator. And there's a lot of hands-on. I talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about. I teach a little bit, I train a little bit, I coach a little bit, but then ultimately the leader or leaders and their team are going to be doing the actual work. They're going to be diving in and putting into action what they're learning. You know, that old saying, knowledge is power. Well, that's, if you've been listening to any time to this show, you know that I adamantly disagree with the phrase knowledge is power, because knowledge is not power. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you're not utilizing that power, it is worthless. You'll go to the grave taking all that knowledge with you. So whatever knowledge you have, if you're not utilizing it for the good of others, it's useless. It's worthless. So when you're learning stuff, make sure you're putting yourself in a position where you could utilize that and really get to use your knowledge. So jump in the fire. The best way to learn is to get in there and do it. You know, a lot of times we lack confidence, right? We just learned something and we're like, man, I learned that. And yeah, I got certified in that task, or, they say I can do it, or I've done it before, but, it's just holding me back. Well, you know what? Jump in and do it. There's going to be leadership opportunities every day. And sometimes we hold ourselves back and we hesitate and we miss an opportunity. One of my favorite chiefs in the U.S. Air Force, he was a retired Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force, Bob Gaylor. He used to always say, never miss an opportunity to do the right thing. Because he said opportunities come every day. And if we hesitate and let that go by, we're never going to have that exact opportunity again. Now, there might be a rare opportunity or a rare chance where you get a similar opportunity, but that opportunity in that particular moment is gone. It's like in the Bible, it says we're a vapor a vapor in the wind. That's our life. I remember a while back, I saw a pastor preach that, and he had a little spray bottle, had a little spray bottle on the stage with him as he was preaching. And he read that verse, we are but a vapor in the wind, a mist. And he sprayed it, and it was mist, and you see it, and it's gone. That's like, from the big perspective of history, that's our life. So is your vapor going to be able to be seen and remembered? And are you having an influence on the people around you? Well, if you're not jumping in there and taking advantage of opportunities, man, you're depriving them of an opportunity as well. So I will take experience over knowledge every day. Experience and attitude, a good attitude, oh man, that's the best combination you can have. When you're hiring people, experience, positive experience, hopefully. You have book smart people, and then you have experience smart people. There's a lot of professors in the world out there that are geniuses, right? They know everything. They know so much, but what have they actually done all those years? There's a lot of them that have sat in a classroom and they haven't done a whole lot. That's what I really love about Webster University, where I'm a full adjunct professor, is they want people teaching in the things that they are actually doing. So the adjuncts, if you're an accountant, you could teach a finance class. But if I'm a leadership coach or a leadership trainer, I can't go teach a finance class. Even though I have had classes in it, I'm not going to go in there and teach an accounting class because I'm not actively doing that. So there's a lot to be said about knowing and doing. You know, we live, we learn, we adjust, and we repeat. Live, learn, adjust as needed, and repeat that process. And every time you repeat that process, hopefully we're getting better and better and better because we're growing our experience in that. We're living it. We're learning it. We're adjusting where the adjustments are needed to make it better. And then we repeat. And every time we repeat it, the exact experience isn't going to be the same because the situation's going to be different. So that's why the adjusting part is always necessary. Even though you're doing a routine standard job, you always want to live, you want to do it, take that action, learn from that. What can you take away? Adjust. How can you make it better? And then repeat. You know, a lot of leaders I see out there, or a lot of people in general, they don't like to admit when they don't know something. Well, I'm here to tell you, man, jump in that fire and admit that you don't know things. And then dive in. Get somebody to teach you. Don't force your way on everybody. If you see somebody doing something a different way, don't force the way you're doing it on them. Instead, have an open mind. Learn a new way of doing things. And you might actually like it better than the way you did it. And then, get to know the situation. Before you make harsh decisions, you're jumping in the fire by living and learning, but get to know the situation. Weigh things out. Avoid those snap decisions. You could jump in the fire without making immediate decisions. A lot of times when we're just jumping in the fire, we have to assess that situation and to make the best decision out there. You want to weigh different ideas. You want to brainstorm. But jumping in the fire, man, we're not always going to be prepared. We're not always going to be the most confident as we can be on doing certain things. In leadership, believe me, you will be tasked, and if you've been leading for any amount of time, you know that every day you're going to see something different. You're going to experience something new. Don't shy away from them because those new things that you're experiencing are just making you a better leader, making you a more effective leader, making you a high-performing leader. Hey, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this show, and I hope you can take action on this. If something's holding you back, man, jump in. Jump in and just do it. What's that old saying? I'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission or something. Well, I don't want to give you that advice, but sometimes it's okay to take that risk because you're trying. And that's better than some people. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, run to your challenges. We'll see you.